Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson shedding some crocodile tears today after his beloved corporate head tax proposal got nixed from the city council's alternative budget proposal.
There are lines of Chicagoans right now of people who do not have food, you guys. And if you've never gone hungry, you wouldn't know why I have that urgency. If you've never opened up your refrigerator and there's nothing in it, poverty sucks. Corporations are making a killing right now, and we have alders that are more interested in defending these big corporations than families like mine who went without food and electricity and could not afford rent and mortgage. Get me something I can work with.
Maybe acting's in his future? I don't know. Well, this head tax he's got so emotional about is his genius idea to fill a massive 2026 budget hole, which would charge companies with more than 100 employees $21 per employee per month. Now, it's part of his larger $600 million proposed tax increases for the year.
For more, let's bring in Chicago Alderman Raymond Lopez. So Raymond, I know how much you love the city of Chicago, and none of us, not at this table or where you are, want to see anybody go hungry. Is this an issue of not being compassionate, or is this an issue of not balancing a budget?
This is an issue, guys, of how do you perform the best in order to sell the worst policy possible that's going to shift the burden of taxation away from downtown as you continue to chase businesses out and put it on the property owners, the homeowners of the city of Chicago, who are already seeing a 16% increase in their property taxes thanks to his policies that have chased businesses out of this city. What the mayor doesn't tell people while he's tearing up for the cameras is that just last year he tried to stick homeowners with a $300 million property tax increase, as well as hundreds of millions of dollars in new fines and fees. He's doing it again this year, but in order for him to make that campaign pledge that he wants to tax the rich, this is the performance we get. It has nothing to do with helping everyday Chicagoans, because he had none of these tears when he was giving away $600 million to take care of 60,000 Venezuelan migrants here in the city of Chicago.
Also, just for the folks at home, you've got a D next to your name. So you're a Democrat, you're in the same party as the mayor here. You know, Raymond, so Seattle tried and then repealed a similar head tax in 2018 because guess what? Companies like Amazon threatened to withhold expansion. Why does he think Chicago would be any different?
You know, it's very interesting for me personally to hear Mayor Johnson talk about all of these failed policies as though they are somehow going to magically work simply because we have Lake Michigan right behind us. They are not going to work. We know what we need to do if we want to lessen the tax burden on working families is that we need to grow the economy. We need to invite businesses back. We need to put people to work. And his $21 a person head tax, while it sounds low, will cost company millions. Take, for example, our local grocer, Jewel, hires 35,000 people here in the city of Chicago. They would have to pay $7 million a year just for the purposes of putting people to work. I doubt they would stay just because of that.
No way. And you know, it's interesting. I used to be a resident of Chicago, and many, many years ago, you'd see Michigan Avenue full, tourism full, conventions full. And when you think about the amount of taxes that left the city and the amount of revenue that left the city when all those conventions left, that's really part of the big gap, is it not?
100%. If you don't have that additional money coming in, the tourism, the conventions, bringing money to the city of Chicago, you're going to put the burden on maintaining the Chicago bureaucracy on Chicago residents. And what we're seeing is a return to what was old before, which is a 1980s State Street where it's basically run down, it's empty, it's a shell of what it used to be. And he's hellbound and determined to continue that trend, even with one of our most notable events in the city at Christmas time, the Chris Kendall Market, reducing it to less than what it was during COVID, simply because he doesn't want that many individuals downtown from City Hall.
You know, Raymond, we've got to get you on this too, because the state of Illinois has rejected the federal no tax on tips policy, President Trump's policy. They're going to keep state tax on tipped income. We know that Governor Pritzker has tried to set himself up in opposition to President Trump, make a name for himself with that. Is that what this is about? Is it political?
100% all of this is political. And as somebody who used to work for tips, Before I was an alderman, I was a skycap for one of the major airlines here in the city of Chicago. That is something that could definitely help lift people up higher into the middle class. And for individuals who like to spit in the eye of the president simply so that they could make cheap political points, it's disgusting, it's disheartening, and it's un-American. And we've seen that not just with this policy, but with many of the issues when it comes to migrants, when it comes to public safety with the National Guard, and even recently still, as we've seen Greg Bovino leave Chicago, just that refusal to work to find solutions to problems. And yes, I am a Democrat, but I'm also someone who has common sense and wants to put my city and my countrymen first before the politics.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's what we
always
should
going to
all
bring it
focus
back.
on.
I'm always going to bring it back to the name of our show, which is what is the bottom line? And when you look at the head tax and you look at the no tax on tips and you look at what a food town Chicago is, and I look at companies like Let Us Entertain You and the Melmans, how do companies like this move forward with wanting to open up new restaurants, wanting to innovate new ideas, wanting to hire more people, wanting to drive people from the suburbs into the city on weekends? How do we handle that to be able to move this city forward?
Well, in 460 plus days, we'll have the opportunity to send Mayor Brandon Johnson packing so that we could actually focus on growth here in the city of Chicago. What we've seen in the Mag Mile, for example, is a 50% reduction in business licenses in what was one of the most premier shopping districts in the nation. We need to focus on what we know works, which is making safe environments for businesses to thrive, for people to want to invest, whether it's downtown or in our neighborhoods. And until you get rid of the socialist and communist politicians like Brandon Johnson, that will never happen.
Yeah.
Raymond Lopez, appreciate you. I wish everyone shared your same desire for common sense, particularly other
Are
politicians.
you going to run for mayor?
Oh.
I was told I have to rap, so I'll leave it at that.
Are you going to run
You
for
make some
mayor?
news for us.
News
Come
right
on.
now.
Yeah, Marcus demands
What do you
it.
think
I
you're
will
running?
keep you posted.
Oh, come
Thank
on.
you.
All right.
Take care.
We tried.